If somebody doesn't partake in sports betting, that's not a problem. It's no big deal. You should never get on somebody if somebody doesn't want to do it. Nobody should have to do things during their free time that doesn't interest them. If you don't like baking, you're not a baker, you should never have to worry about baking anything your whole life. If you never want to bake, then don't bake. But if you are a sports fan, I gotta say, I want to know how the hell you can watch a game like Monday night and say, oh, this is a great game. Like, I'm a hockey purist. In a boring 0-0 game, I still am like, this is a tough watch, and you're not even really watching the game. You're scrolling the TikTok timeline. I want to know, how does a sports fan watch that game on Monday, look at the schedule and say, you know what, at least Thursday we have a Chicago Bears Carolina Panthers game. The best feature of sports betting, win or lose, as I told you the other day, it turns every night into the season 4 finale of Game of Thrones. Sometimes, even if you lose bet, I tell people, you paid for thrills. You paid for thrills. If you went out and that cute girl at the bar was talking to you for a couple hours, but then you know what? Turns out she wasn't interested whatsoever and she leaves. You got some thrills along the way. When you believed you had a chance, you're like, you know what? I think this is my night. The same way on the first drive, you watch the guy who you took his over. He makes one catch on the opening drive. You start calling, I think it's going to be my night. Doesn't have a catch the rest of the night. And that's what sports betting's like. It's like a night out where you think you're going to be able to talk to that girl you've been looking at all night. And eventually, in both situations, you go home disappointed. And maybe this will be one of those nights. I don't know, because when I look at matchups, this one doesn't really tickle my fancy. I mean, Chicago, we've seen a little bit from them here and there. They had that game a couple weeks back where Foreman ran all over the Raiders. Then there were those back-to-back starts that Fields had where all of a sudden he was playing well. So we've seen a little bit out of them. From the Panthers, Bryce Young, they wiggled out that one crusty win a couple weeks back against Houston. Other than that, we've seen little to nothing from them, and there's so little reason to get excited about them. But as I told you the other night, I don't want to be taking favorites who are over 3.5. I just don't. Okay. The other night, I said, I'll take the Chargers, but don't make me go more than 3.5. But better safe than sorry. And similarly, I've seen enough from the Bears to at least say, you know what? If I'm going to take a side on this one, I'll take the money line with the Bears. And then maybe we can pair it with one or two other bets. Because this isn't one. This is not the Bengals versus the Bills where, oh, look at the Kincaid, look at T. Higgins. What do we have to choose from here? Not much. However, last week on Friday, Francis and Friends, Greg brought to my attention one of the great bets that was at the top of Odd Shopper Premium, and that was the over on receiving yards for Chuba Hubbard. So happy he told me that, because then I relayed that bet to you guys on Sunday, and we all won it. And I'm looking at his total, and I'm still seeing it around 12 to 13 yards. Every single game this season, passes to the running backs have been a part of this offense. Getting the ball out of Bryce Young's hands into the running back's hands. They haven't been able to do a ton with it, but Chuba Hubbard had 4 catches last week for like 25 yards. He's been a pass-catching back the majority of his career so far. This is the first kind of 3-game stretch he's had as the lead back, and he got like 18 carries and 4 catches. So unless they try to reintroduce Miles Sanders. But the best part about this bet is even if Miles Sanders reclaims the starting job, we still got the third down back. He'll get a couple of catches. It's 12.5. So I actually feel comfortable taking the over on Hubbard's catches and his receiving yards. So either one of those you want to pair with the Chicago Bears to win outright, that's the meat and potatoes of my Thursday night, because I don't know what we should realistically expect out of this one. I will say this, and this is not going to be backed by metrics. This is going to be backed by many guys in their 30s that I know. I'm betting on Adam Thielen unders as we go later on into this season. He's an older receiver. We saw him declining the previous couple years. He's been working out of the slot and just killing it this year. Straight up killing it. Was last week the first week where we're going to start to see, okay, this guy's too old. He's going to break down towards the end of the season. I'm going to take a calculated gamble that it might have been. I'm going to go under on Adam Thielen's pretty preposterous total, which is in the 70s. I'll take the under on that. So my bets for the day, look, if there was something else I could offer you, I would. Don't make me do it. Don't make me do it. I know you guys want a crazy same game parlay.
Ye be sniffing a parlay.
We don't know the utilization of the Bears running backs out of the backfield. We don't know if it's going to be Mooney or Moore or Komet again. I know everyone's going to take Komet. You can do that if you want. I like my Chuba. That's really where I'm going to focus my attention toward. Then a little side sniff on the under for Adam Thielen. That's all I got for you here on this Thursday night for this game. Okay, good luck to you. Better luck to me. Yeah, this is like the begrudging. That's all I got for you. I'd rather just give you that than just lie and say, oh, God, I love the first quarter field goal up. Shut up. I'm just going to tell you a few things, and then I'm out of here. But good news, there are a whole bunch of games on Sunday, and I'll be back to you to talk about those. I got my episode of Francis and Friends on Friday pre-taped because I got to go to a wedding on Friday, but I brought on Dave and I brought on Eitan. We talked about some bets that we liked and a couple of other things. You always know you're going to get some tomfoolery, so make sure you check that out. And I will be back with you guys before Sunday. Always remember, if you haven't taken advantage of it yet, Bet365. You deposit $10. Make a $5 bet if you're a new user over there. They're going to give you $150 in free bonus bets. Just click the link down below. That will take you directly there. I was asked, how do I utilize the promotion? Click the links down below in the description of this video. There's a link for US users, for international users, and also for Canadian users. So just make sure you click the right link and it will take you there. Like I said, you got to be over 21. And if you have a problem or anybody else you know has a gambling problem, make sure you call or text 1-800-GAMBLER. All right, guys, I'll be back with you this weekend to talk about my favorite Sunday bets. Have a good one.